if function example. You can open it up from Student Share or the link from Blackboard. If not, you can always just retype this in. But what I'm going to do here is I want to figure out what the percent change is between these products sold here in column A. First one here between blazer jackets sold. This is total booking on hand dollars today compared to last year's total booking on hand. So I want to compare this year to last year. What's the percent change? Very common thing. Which product's going up, which product's going down. So I'm going to do a quick percent change over time, equal open paren. I'm going to do the most recent one, which is the total booking on hand right now, minus last year's booking on hand, close my paren, divide by last year's booking on hand. So it's new minus old divided by old. My formula is done, so I'm just going to enter it in. And I'm going to make this a quick percent and autofill it down all the way. And then see, here's our problem, these divide by zero errors. And a lot of people would just delete out each one of these divide by zero errors, but if you've got 300 products, it makes it kind of a pain. So I want to do a quick if statement to basically in this original formula here. I want to examine the cell next to it. If there's nothing in it, because you get divide by zero, because how can I take this minus this divided by this cell here, which is nothing, something divided by nothing is a divide by zero error. So I want to check here in this first cell. Is this cell here empty? If it is empty, if it's blank, or if it's equal to 0, then put in NA not applicable. If not, do the formula, which this 20% is correct for this first one. And then once I determine it for the first product here, I'm going to copy it all the way down, and hopefully these divide by zeros turn into NA, not applicable. So I'm going to go back to this cell. I'm going to double click to edit it. I'm going to leave this formula here because this is perfectly correct for the ones that do have a last year's value in it. And after the equal sign, I'm going to start my if function. So I'm just going to do if open paren for the if. And again, this whole formula here I'm leaving for my false part of my if statement. And the first part is a logical test with the if statement. So again, I'm just going to ignore this formula for right now and do my logical test. In a logical test, I'm checking one cell. And I'm going to basically give it a logical evaluation. So I want to basically check this cell here and see if it's got something in it. So I'm clicking on this cell for this last year's for the blazer jackets. I'm going to see if it's blank, basically. If it's equal to 0, then I don't want to do the formula. So if this cell C2 is equal to, I type in 0, and then that's my logical test, right? Logical test would be equal to, greater than equal to, less than equal to, and not equal to. So if C2 is equal to 0, I'm going to do my comma again to separate my different parts of these formulas, and then I'm on to the true part. If that's true, I want to put in NA not applicable. So NA not applicable is a text, so anything with a text in a formula has to have quotes around it. So quote N/A close quote. There's my true answer, right? So I'm done with this true answer. I want to go on to the false part, so I just get another comma to do it. And then if it's false, I want to do the formula, right? So if it's equal to 0, this cell here is equal to 0, NA. If not, do the formula. And again, this is your classic if. I examine one cell, make a logical test of it, basically, and then a true answer, a false answer, and then just make sure I close paren at the end. I enter it in. My 20% still comes in this cell because that is not equal to 0, and I'm just going to autofill it down now over the top. And my divide by zeros go to NA, and I'm just going to right align these so it lines up nicer. And I'm done. And if you could please recreate this spreadsheet, just good practice with the if statement.